Well, Merry Christmas, friends. Just headed into the office today and thought I'd share with you some thoughts on how to spend your last remaining budget dollars wisely. 4 areas that I think you should be thinking through if you've got any budget dollars left. Oh my gosh. If you're like me, the end of December, your office becomes just like an explosion of junk. And hopefully we'll get this all situated before 2025 starts. But I know what some of you are thinking. It's the end of the year, like how do you have any budget left? Some of you have probably spent all that by like July because you don't have a very big budget. Our situation was a little unique this year. I'll tell you why in just a second. So yeah, I'm standing in our worship center currently, and we're under construction. So a lot of the normal stuff that I would be doing and spending money on this year, like a Christmas spectacular, we don't have to spend money on. So December, I don't have to spend some of those same dollars, and so I've been able to think like, can I spend that on some different stuff this year? And it's pretty crazy. Like the stage is gone, everything is out of here, the ceiling, it's crazy. Another way I've supplemented my budget is by selling a lot of the stuff that was in here. And so, you know, I've been able to put that towards some other things. But yeah, this is crazy, y'all. I'll be documenting the process a lot as we go. And man, so much to do in the next year. It's gonna be a long process. So let's say that you have $1,000, a few $100s left in your budget. What should you be spending it on? I've got 4 areas that I want to hit on. And the first one I think is the most important. So let's talk about it. So the first area that I think you can spend on that is the wisest of all things is not tech or anything like that at all. It is knowledge. And that's something I've invested in towards the end of 2024. So for me, you know, I'm going to tell you that knowledge is going to get you a lot farther than any of the technology that you can buy. Pardon me as I clean up my mess. I sold 2 of our old subs yesterday and was demoing them out here in the hallway because we only have hallways. That's all we have is hallways and a little venue now here at the church. But, you know, that's how I'm able to reinvest some money is by selling some old stuff. 2 things that I would point you towards. Number 1 is my course, Next Level Live Streaming on a Budget. Invest in things in 2025 that you want to get better in, that are goals that you have. Maybe upping your game in live streaming in 2025 is something you want to do as a church, which I think it should be. And live streaming on a budget is probably something that your church is interested in. Well, I'm going to offer a little coupon here at the end of 2025, so look in the description for that. $25 off that course that you can grab. Something that I personally have invested in myself in is a course for worship leaders called worshipministrytraining.com. A friend of mine named Alex, he has been doing this for years and years and years. And I recently joined the academy over the Thanksgiving time. And it's been awesome. Like I've been blown away to see how many resources are in there. So I'll link in the description to the Worship Ministry Training Academy, and you guys can check it out. And like it's got so much stuff on there that I've already found super helpful. But what I'm saying is like knowledge will get you a lot farther and a lot faster time than just like watching a bunch of my YouTube videos. That's what the courses are for. That's what the academies and stuff are for. And if you have a little bit of budget left, I think that using it to invest in things like that is a very wise thing. Okay, I got to get this stuff cleaned up. I can't talk and roll cables over under at the same time. Up. All right. Well, you ask yourself, where did all the technology go from the worship center? It's all in this closet. Every single thing is in this room. Like every single light, moving head, ellipsoidal that we used is in here. And that brings me to the second area that I would invest in if you have any budget left is like just a few tech essentials, things that you like can't live without, that you should just always have in your tech room. Things like your favorite XLRs. So I'll link to some of these in the description that are my faves. Let's see if I have any in here. Yeah, so like these XLRs right here are my favorites. They have this kind of like braidedness to them, but they don't really kink up at all. And they have the colored ends, which I'm a fan of because it's just easy to figure out, you know, where it's going to and from. You can get them without the colored ends, I think, but I'll link to these in the description. They're Amazon specials. So like, and I've had these for years, no issues. I know you can go Elite Core and get some really crazy cables. I just am of the opinion like, for failure rates, like we've had great luck going, not cheap, but like, you know, on the lower end of middle. So XLRs, HDMI cables, those things are always good to invest a little bit of extra money in. Let's say you do have maybe $1,000 left. I think key lighting is something that gets neglected, but it's an important thing to invest in. And the Boulder Pros variable white, these movers have been awesome for us. I'll link to those in the description. They're all that we're using for key light in the venue currently, and we've been super happy. So if you need something that can zoom in and out and do variable different whites and is flexible, you know, I can recommend these. As we transition to the tech booth, a couple of key things that I think you should consider are computers and control surfaces. So one that is on sale currently on Amazon are the Stream Decks. We are all in on the Stream Decks around here now, and we are using these to control all sorts of different things. ProPresenter has lots of stuff where you have audio stuff. ATEM has major control things, and they're just doing all sorts of things. And so I think going with the big one is the way to go, especially with it being on sale. So check those out. I don't think you're going to regret getting one of those. And then we recently picked up a new workstation for our audio space. Currently we have an iMac here, which was like our old ProPresenter workhorse with like 40 gigs of RAM. It's been recording our multi-tracks in Logic and running Spotify and just kind of being some editing stuff, but it's just kind of up in the way. And so I wanted to go with the new Mac Mini. Base model, 16 gigs RAM and 256 gig hard drive. Just gonna go with an external SSD to do all of our multi-track recording, running Spotify, that kind of thing. And then for monitor, we went with a ultra wide 29-inch monitor that can tuck low right behind this X32. Full review to come. I didn't want to go high end for this workstation, but I think the new Mac Minis are going to be awesome. And then the last piece of technology that I would definitely invest in is like a super essential batteries. My favorite batteries are these Ansman rechargeable AA's. The Power Owls and Inteloops are good too, but this Ansman charger I'll link to, it's been rock solid. You can go with, you know, those Lattice from IKEA as well, but I really am a fan of the Ansman. They've just been rock solid for us for a long time. If you need 9 volts, I'll link to those as well. We use those in all of our mics and in-ear packs. And I've been really happy with this new kind of backstage in-ear setup. It's always wise to get some extra earbuds for people. The KZ Pros are kind of my faves that a lot of people like, and they fit well, don't cost too much. Hey, you know, one of my favorite things about Christmas is coming into my office every morning and seeing what little goodies have been left right here on my desk. It's like the gift that keeps on giving, right? And that's kind of like number 3, the thing that I want to tell you to invest in with the rest of your budget, and that is subscriptions. So just like these gifts that keep on giving, the subscriptions that you go ahead and invest in with your 2024 budget are going to be there in 2025 for you every month. So the things that I have gone ahead and re-upped for 2025, some of my favorites are definitely Soundstripe, my favorite go-to for copyright-free music. It just keeps getting better. Like, they have stems now, sound effects, they have AI-based editing music within the web-based players. Soundstripe's awesome though. Link in the description. You can get 10% off with my code. You know, there you go. Subscriptions, they're the gift they keep on giving when you buy them on last year's budget. All right, so the fourth and final way that I would encourage you to spend your final remaining budget dollars is just that, encouraging your volunteers. I'm sitting here in our newly formed green room. We've never had one before, but when we went to 3 services and our volunteers are showing up at 7 a.m., 6:50 a.m. to get ready to go, I wanted a space for us to be able to kind of, you know, actually rest for a moment between services, connect, actually pray together. And this has been a great space. But spending your budget dollars, how can you do that? Well, one way that I am going to go ahead and do that, which I've already purchased them and I'm super excited to give them to them whenever we have our big team meeting, what do we call it, a Thankwit in January. I bought some new hoodies for our full team, worship, creative, arts team, everybody. They say Central Creative hoodies, and man, I'm excited to give them to everybody just to have some swag, you know, to say thank you for being a part of the team. And that's something that I think just kind of gives people like ownership of like, hey, you are a part of the team. Like whenever you make a basketball team and you get the jersey, like, you know, you're a part of the team. And for volunteers to just get some swag to be able to say like, we value you, we appreciate you. It's just a small way to say thank you. So if you have a little budget left over and you can buy some hats or some hoodies or shirts, whatever it may be, some stickers, I think that that's, you know, a cool way just to say thank you, because, you know, we can't technically buy them gift cards due to the IRS or whatever, unless it's out of our personal money. So that's one way that I've chosen to spend some of the remaining budget that I had this year. If I had enough money, I was exploring the options of going ahead and bringing in some consultants that I was wanting to hire on for next year with 2024's money. We're doing some songwriting. I've talked to some songwriting consultants, but I just didn't have enough money to do that. So maybe if that's something you're looking into, you could go ahead and squeeze that into this year's budget. I do consulting. If you're looking at doing some big AV projects that you just need to bounce some ideas off things, you know, with somebody like me, you can do that through my TidyCal. It's pretty inexpensive, $50 for half an hour, $100 for a full hour. And I love getting to do that, just like talk through ideas, systems, kind of technology, what you're thinking through, and just to get another set of eyes and talk out loud about things with somebody who maybe has already done it and made mistakes, so you don't have to make the same ones I've made already. So, you know, if that's something you're interested in, I'll put those links in the description as well. Links for all the technology stuff, subscriptions, all those things obviously are affiliate links that don't cost you anything. They probably save you money if you use them, and they also help me and my family out. It's been a great year here on the channel, guys. Like, seriously, it's blown me away how God has used the channel to encourage so many people through me just sharing what God is doing here at Central, and it's encouraged me along the way as well. So thank you for all of you who have hit the like button, who have subscribed, and I'm looking forward to a great 2025. So remember, guys, we can do a lot of great things. Let's do it all for God's glory. We'll see you in the next one. And if you want to watch another video, hit this one. YouTube's recommending a good one for you. See you later.